Welcome back to the 2015 SUNYAC Women's Volleyball Championship. We've had a second match this evening, Oneonta versus Cortland. Cortland won by the score 3-0. But today we have Oneonta head coach Colleen Cashman and senior libero Ali Kanik-Leon. It's a tough match today. That first set was really close. It seemed to take a lot out of both teams. So Colleen, talk about that. It seemed like in the second and third sets, it just kind of snowballed a little bit after that.
Yeah, it definitely snowballed. You know, the first set, you know, we definitely had, you know, we had the lead. We had 24-21, and we should just put it away, and we didn't. We let them come back, and you know, I thought there were a couple times that we could have put it away, and we didn't. And then it becomes, I think, just that mental game. You know, you give a lot in that first set, and you know, I honestly didn't think that we were going to come out in the second set and, you know, kind of lose that poorly, to be honest with you. And I don't think they did either, but that ended up happening. So,
Ali, did you get a feel of that when the match was going on?
Yeah, when you have a good team like that and you give them a little bit, they're going to take it, and that's what we did. And I think that kind of rolled through. The rest of the match was just tough, and it was really tough to fight back against that.
Talk a little bit about in the first matches tonight. They was so close between the two teams that played, and between Oswego and Fredonia. And we asked the coaches and the players, and they had similar responses, how tight the SUNYAC is from top to bottom, that anybody could beat anybody. You're a senior, you've played a long time. Talk, how good is the SUNYAC in volleyball?
It's insane. There's no front runner. Any game is anybody's, which makes it very exciting and also very difficult. You can't let up at all. You got to fight every point, and I think it's really important the whole time.
Colleen, as a coach, you've done this a long time. How challenging is the SUNYAC? I mean, there's never an off night during the season, and then in the playoffs, it gets that much tougher.
It definitely. I mean, the SUNYAC, I believe, is one of the premier conferences in the country, and I mean, you know, when the regional rankings came out, and there were 5 of us in the New York rankings, I think that kind of proved that we're, you know, tough across the region. You know, with all of us in the SUNYAC, we're so you know, we're also competitive, you know, with the players, you know, but you know how we recruit. I mean, we're all recruiting, you know, pretty much top caliber players, and you know, it stands to reason why, you know, when you have the top 6, why you're going to have those matches. And you know, that first set, you know, 29-27. I mean, I wouldn't have expected anything less. And I actually would have expected us to go 5, you know, just like Fredonia and Oswego did. But that's where, you know, it is. It's, you know, it's, if they say with volleyball, it's, you know, 95% mental and 5% physical, and that's really where it comes out. But I mean, Cortland played a great match tonight, and you know, they were good. They mixed it up a lot.
It's in the sport of volleyball, you see, especially at the collegiate level, there seems to be a lot of runs, one team and another, back and forth. And how important is that during a postseason, that you get that run within the match itself?
Well, it's obviously really important. Cortland got those runs, and we just couldn't bounce back from them. I mean, for us, I mean, tonight, I mean, our attack, I mean, we just couldn't put anything together. I mean, they shut Jill down tonight. I mean, our total attack, I mean, we hit negative the whole night. But for us, this was our best serving match we've had pretty much all season. So serving, you know, we picked it up, serving. But, you know, we just couldn't get a run. We couldn't side out worth a darn very well, and then we couldn't keep our serve, you know, even though we had those runs a couple of times. But and Cortland did a really good job mixing it up, and we just kept going outside and outside because we didn't pass very well, you know, on the serve. So.
And when Cortland got those runs, they got the energy, and they kept the energy, which I think really showed in the last 2 sets, that they kept it going, they didn't let up at all, so I think that really hurt us in the end.
Can you talk about Ali, senior? What has she meant to your program?
That's going to make me cry.
I cried too.
Yeah. That might make me cry. You know, gosh, I started recruiting Ali when she was a junior, and I knew she was going to make a difference with our program, and you know, I don't know what it's going to be like without her on the team. I mean, she's just invaluable. You know, how she is as a leader and how she is on the court, and just everything about Allie is going to be missed. It really is.
Explain how important her role is as a libero. Two different ways people say it all the time, but at that position, how important is that? It really is the, sort of the quarterback of.
It is. She's the quarterback of the defense, and she's been the quarterback of our defense pretty much now for 3 full years. And I trust her in the back row. I trust her immensely, and she's grown into that position very well. She was very quiet when she first came in, and now she talks, and she runs her back court, and that's kind of hard to replace. It really is.
Allie, what's it take to play your position?
I think it takes just a lot of heart. Like, you don't want the ball to fall. That's your job. You want to get everything. If I miss, even if someone has like an insane hit, I'm mad that I didn't get it, and I think that's what it takes. You just want to get everything, and you also want to be there for your hitters, the rest of your team. If someone's there and they get blocked, you want to be able that they trust you, that you're there to cover them, to help them. You're always there to help. So
is your position, and what I've seen over the years, it has to have somebody that's all out all the time.
Yeah.
Is that what you would describe it as?
Yeah, it's a lot. You don't come out of a game, you don't come out of the match except one time when a middle's serving. That's it. So you got to fight. You got to dig deep every match, which is really important, I think, as a libero.
Well, great season. Tough match tonight, but you guys did a tremendous job this season, and good luck as a senior now graduating, moving on. So, and congratulations on a good season. I know you wanted to move on, but the 2015 SUNYAC Women's Volleyball Championship, and congratulations to the Cortland Red Dragons, 3-0 winners over Oneonta tonight in the first round of the tournament. Joining us is head coach Pam Horup and junior outside hitter Samantha Chicheka. Right? I got it right.
Yes.
Okay, close enough, all right? Pam, let's start with you first. That first match was extremely intense, close, and then after that, you guys just grabbed the momentum and ran with it.
Well, we've been doing that a little bit this season, where we've had ups and downs, but we kept improving throughout the match. I called a timeout at 14-14, I think it was, because I knew it was a step back and forth. Somebody had to pull ahead. And I called that timeout, and they went up 2 points. I'm like, so much for calling that timeout. And they went up 24-20, but we didn't give up and tied it up. And then at that point, I think they were even up, 26-25, and we just kept getting better throughout that set. And then I would not have expected the rest of the match to go the way that it did. Oneonta's tough. They're tough defensively. Scrappy, they're not going to roll over, but we just, I'm looking at our stats, and I'm very happy with our offensive production. These are great numbers for us offensively, some of the best that we've had all season, and we just did what we need to do. We cut down the unforced errors, and on to the next match.
That in that first match where you went into overtime, and there was a play, if I recall correctly, where the ball dropped in the middle of everyone, and you fell a point behind, but you didn't rattle, and that was key, because then you came back and won the match. I think reeled off 3 straight points to capture the match.
Yeah.
Sam, talk about that. That ball drops in, you lose one more, you lose a tough match.
Yeah. I think it's hard. I mean, we've really been working hard at shaking off our mistakes and just keep playing, and I think it really showed tonight after that ball dropped, and we just went back right into the match, and we pulled ahead and won.
What did you say? Because obviously it fell in with a lot of people. What did you say to each other? Just shake it off?
Yeah, just kind of shake it off, like we'll get the next one, just communicate and talk a little more. So.
How important is it, Pam, to win that first one, first of all, and second of all, when it's so close and it's such a battle, how important is it to get that one in a playoff situation?
Well, volleyball is such a momentum sport. To begin with, and it comes and goes. You don't know when it's going to happen, and anything could set it off, either one direction or the other. So to win that first set is it's nice. It's like everybody. I like to win that first set. It is nice, but you can't get comfortable. Like I said, especially against Oneonta, you can't get comfortable, and it could have gone either way. I like to think that if we had not pulled out that first set, I don't think we would have rolled over that second set. I think because the way we've been playing lately is we've been getting better throughout the match, and we even continue to get better with our blocking and other things that we were doing in that match. And we just kept it coming. But winning that first set, it's nice to get one. Nice to get one.
You mentioned about the momentum, and through every interview tonight after these matches, every coach was talking about the same thing. Is the momentum doesn't seem to be restricted from game to game, that it can carry over. And did you guys feel that after winning that first one?
Volleyball is really a momentum sport, so just a missed serve, the other team can just get momentum and rally back. So I think keeping your energy high is really good for the momentum and keeping our momentum, which we really did. We had really great energy tonight, and we all came together and played like a team.
Colleen Cashman talked about Oneonta hitting in negative numbers that really showed, I guess, defense on your part. What were you guys doing to really kind of stymie their offense?
I think we've been working a lot in practice on defensive drills and blocking and reading where the hitter's been hitting. So I think that's really paying off in the games also. So, and I think we made a lot of unforced errors, but so did they. So it kind of balanced out, but we pushed ahead, with kills and everything else.
And follow with what Sam said. You're working on that in practice. Is that what you saw, kind of it coming together defensively?
Yeah, yep. And so when the defense is coming together, then you can do more with the offense. And there were we worked very hard the last couple of days too on putting the ball in the holes on the court. And I thought we did a nice job with that. But you can't do that offensively unless the defense is there. And you're just controlling situations where if the best that they can do is sending over like a roll shot or a tip, then that is in our favor, just controlling the ball and getting it up to Liz to set. And but if we're not doing a good job offensively and we're sending over weak attack, then they're just going to put it right back at us. And so it's controlling the situation, and I think we've continued to get better at that, down the stretch of the season.
We have a match tomorrow night, semifinal against the host team, Brockport. We're going to let you get back to your hotels, get some rest. Congratulations, moving on to the semifinals. Cortland over Oneonta by the score of 3-0. Thank you very much. We'll see you tomorrow night.
Thank you so
Thank you.
much.
Thanks.